What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
Now, if anybody has a smartphone, you pull up your iPhone, or iPhone 5 for that matter, and you open up and you do a search around for any services, and you're going to see Google responding to you with local inserts, local references. Now, some of those are paid, but some of those are also organic on that local page. But more importantly is that there is a huge increase in local searches, and there was a study done by Immer and Street Flight. It was sponsored by YP, Yellow Pages. But they actually covered consumers that actually it was a survey of 1,100 respondents that they were searching across 11 different business categories. And it was huge. Consumers are rapidly replacing old habits with new ones. And companies need to adjust, if not just replace, okay, I'm not going to advertise here, I'm going to advertise the same amount here. You really have to, as a business, advertise differently and different reaches and different types of medium as you're going into local search, because it's not just an equitable trade. This is much more interaction, and there are vehicles that help you do that.
And we should probably say that when we're talking local search, it's a combination, right? Sometimes it's someone that's actually utilizing a keyword like Indianapolis,
right.
SEO services.
And that's important.
But other times it's not. Other times it's literally they're searching off of a device and getting local back.
Yep. Could be a tablet, but you're not out and about, right? I mean, there's all kinds of different ways.
Yeah. And we were coming across a lot of these interesting statistics, and we won't go into all of them, but we did find a couple nuggets of gold here. One of them being the study found that consumers with PCs, smartphones, and tablets do more than 21 local searches per week.
Huge.
Yeah, that is huge, or an average of about 3 searches per day.
I think most companies totally underestimate the amount of local searches there are for their services.
I would totally agree.
You better believe it. And on top of that, they don't know, even if they're actually brought in to a local search, they don't know how they're actually being displayed, right? Interesting, local search is prevalent in frequently purchased categories such as entertainment, as well as less frequently purchased categories like transportation and professional services. What's neat is that, well, it's great. A standout statistic here is that only 41% of consumers purchased transportation last year. 80% of those was done with a local search for transportation.
Wow!
So 80% of if you're a tourist in a city, 80% if they're doing that search, 80% of them are doing it from their phones.
Right.
You can't get away from this. You have to be in a local environment, a local search environment, especially with restaurants and different entertainment and hotels and what have you. You must have a great local search presence.
The restaurants, it's absolutely huge. And the funny thing is they were already in it when they were getting reviewed by people on Foursquare, and they didn't even know about it.
I know. It's great.
A little bit of irony here, and that's that I know Yellow Pages did the
sponsoring of it,
of the gut work on it, but
right.
But, Yellow Pages definitely wants to own the local search space.
That's right.
But I'd like to throw maybe a word of caution out there that if you have a good website and a great website, you don't have to worry about using Yellow Pages to rank locally.
Absolutely.
And in fact, consumers are actually pushed away from a lot of directory listings that they really have they have a little bit of bearing, but they'd much rather see a organic search come up. Even if you're paying for that, you can dial that in, so you have a call button, a map button right there in your advertisement area.
Yeah, right.
Something quickly, it's no longer what it used to be. It's called NAP, of just name, address, and phone number of how people are using local search data. Now it's product availability, prices, deals, and much more. They're even using the QR scanners and what have you. Those are new techniques, new vehicles that you have to be able to control and present to those local searchers. Last thing about this study that was really interesting is that as much as they were talking about all the 21% of regular local searchers, there's a new outcropping of a new beast inside local search, and that is the avid searcher. Okay. And therein lies realize the whole thing is that you provide such a connection of good information, right? And all of a sudden, out of the woodwork comes a new animal that has never been before.
Well, what the heck is this new animal?
It's the avid search. Be careful. They are looking for QR codes. They're looking for discounts. They're looking for coupons. They are looking for all the things that they're already immersed in inside of this medium.
Are you sure it's just not the kitten playing on the phone?
Stop that.
Okay.
Not this episode. We're not talking about Pinterest. But, I mean, that tells you something about all these different technological mediums. You offer something that if it gets to a level of acceptance, there's a new type of consumer that comes out. So it's not the same game. You're just not throwing dollars at, okay, they're over here now. It's like whack-a-mole. No. There are new users that are even more qualified, and they're reaching out and wanting to see everything that you've got.
Well, and some of these guys are really savvy too, right? They're smartphone users. They're downloading apps. They're downloading apps that utilize local search input.
Yep.
You know, and it's important to say, kind of back to the beginning, is local search isn't just all about your website, right? There's local reviews. There's all kinds of sites. There's Google Plus, Facebook Places, all of these different pieces that can be put together that many of them are free and don't cost anything, but establish a presence across all of them is going to help your local search.
You just have to organize it. And if you don't know how to do it, guess what? There's a company here that can certainly help you. SiteStrategics.com. You can reach us at 877-SEO for web. Give us a call. We'll actually love to sit down for a free hour consultation and just inventory the landscape of what you've got.